and audible?
Yeah, you are, sir.
Okay. So I welcome all the participants to this talk organized by Dr. Ashalada, and I'm extremely thankful to her for having asked me to chair this session. And it's like homecoming to meet all our colleagues after a long time. I've been following these programs to the extent which I'm able to participate. And I must say that Dr. Ashalda has done a good job in kind of coordinating various PDFs and old students to form this kind of a scientific and also as well as looking into life beyond neurology, which is a very good theme, I personally believe, especially when we are now facing this turbulent times of the COVID situation. And day by day, things are kind of going out of hand, especially in our state and all over India and the world over. So last time you have heard Dr. Gopal Dash giving a fantastic talk on the various aspects of life beyond neurology. And I really cherished every moment of his talk. And to me, it appeared that he has really transformed himself to a very good motivational speaker, besides doing class clinical neurology. And today we have him again talking on the topic, a better family life. Do we have a choice? I think you will all agree that the family is the cornerstone of the individual, and especially when we are faced with different type of personal issues, personal crisis, and so many other things. And we inherit our, what you call, our entire core from our family. You know, what we are today is all based on the values we develop from our family. And then we move further in our life. So I don't want to really come in between the speaker and the audience. So I invite Dr. Gopal Das to give his views on this topic, family life. Over to you, Dr. Gopal.
Thank you so much, sir. My sincere thanks to all my teachers, senior faculty members, and friends. Are you able to hear me? Ravish?
We can hear, sir. We can hear, sir. You can go ahead.
Okay. I sincerely thank my teachers, senior faculty members for giving me this opportunity to deliver this talk in the series of Life Beyond Neurology. And today's the topic of discussion is about family life. During the last talk, we have discussed in detail about various spheres of our life. And today we are going to explore in detail about the family life. Friends, you know that family life is one of the most important sphere of our life. This is a big category. It's a highly dynamic category. And this sphere can influence other spheres of life directly or indirectly. Similarly, other spheres of the life also can influence our family life directly or indirectly. So for the purpose of this talk, I am going to discuss our relationship with spouse and children. Now, most important thing to understand that the family life is one of the most important sphere. At the end of the day, what matters is whether you are happy or not. Relationship matters. The end product of human life is nothing but happiness. This sphere is being influenced by other spheres, and there is a complex, dynamic interrelationship between various spheres of our life. These spheres influences almost all spheres of the life. No matter how successful a person can be in his professional life, if his family life is average, mediocre, or poor, then there won't be much happiness in that particular life. Even if there is a success in terms of the material gain or success in terms of the financial gain, if the family life is compromised to a significant extent, then finally the happiness of the human life is compromised, and happiness is the end product of human life. Do you know millionaires with poor family life? Yes, we know many millionaires. Those who do not have a successful family life. They have money, they have materials, but their family life is significantly compromised. This is mainly because of lack of consciousness. This is mainly because of lack of awareness. I know a billionaire from United States who made billions. However, over a period of time, after making companies after companies, companies after companies, working for hours and hours, 15 to 16 hours per day, time came when he ceased to function. He started developing debilitating panic attack, and he ceased completely, and he could not function further. He could not handle the pressure of his company anymore. However, over a period of 6 to 7 months, slowly he came out. So most important sphere, this is one of the most dynamic and important sphere of our life. However, unfortunately, many people, many individuals do not give importance to the family life, and thus they live an average, mediocre family life. If you want to achieve a successful family life, if you want to achieve a magnificent family life, friends, you have to bring consciousness, you have to bring awareness to this particular family life. If you really want to visualize your future family life in a wonderful manner, in an extraordinary fashion, you have to bring consciousness and awareness. Your consciousness, your awareness, it can be manifested into the reality only when you take daily simple actions. So action and demonstration, these are the two important parameters which can transform your family life into the next possible level. So most of the individuals, they are looking for perfect person. A perfect girl is searching for a perfect boy. Similarly, a perfect boy is searching for a perfect girl. So we are looking for the Mr. Perfect. Friends, we know whether we are perfect or not. So there is nothing called as perfect persons which is available such that we can continue to lead our life with that particular individual. However, the most important thing in any relationship is that the relationship has to be nurtured. The relationship has to be built, and this wonderful family life or any kind of partnership has to be built over a period of time. This takes time, this takes energy. And most of the people currently, they do not have time for this kind of thing. And over a period of time, the relationship, the electricity of the relationship fades away. So people are searching for the perfect person. For example, a perfect girl is looking for a perfect boy who never shouts, who is never frustrated, who is never shouting, who is not crying, and who is never cheating. And such a person does not exist. Ladies and gentlemen and friends, please remember that a perfect person does not exist. Just you know that the perfect medicine, which does not cause any kind of side effect to treat a particular disease, is yet to be available. Similarly, there is no Mr. or Mrs. Perfect available. The most important thing is that every individual has their own merits and demerits. We have to continue our relationship, and we have to build our relationship through simple actions, and we have to take action, and we have to make right choice such that we can build our relationship to the next possible level. The usual story of any individual currently, they are stuck because their model is that they work hard or study hard, get a job, get a car, get a house, get a spouse, get a better job, get a better house, get a better car, get sick, get the ticket, and get the hell out of here. And this journey, this monotonous journey, this busy journey is such that we don't get time to introspect ourselves. We have no time to examine our own family life. Not only family life, we do not examine the other spheres of the life. We are extremely busy throughout our life. We do not have consciousness. We do not have awareness in each spheres of the life. Similarly, it is because of this reason, because of being busy, that is why we lead a mechanical and we lead a mediocre life. Friends, if you really want to bring consciousness to your family life, if you bring awareness to your family life, and if you really want to achieve your goals in your family life, you must set your standard goals and you must take appropriate action and develop the particular skill such that you take your family life to the next possible level. Without action, without demonstration, and without setting up your own character into this particular life, it is really impossible to have an extraordinary family life with your partner or spouse. So at this point of time in our journey, I request all of you to take 1 minute pause. This is the conscious pause to examine your own family life. So please take a pause right now and just examine and visualize how is your relationship with your spouse right now. Is it the best one, or it can be built to the next possible level? Is it a mediocre one, or it can be improved further? Or it has gone to an extent that it cannot be repaired? Please examine this and try to understand this. Not only that, please try to visualize how do you like to build your family life. Try to visualize the family life. A proper visualization within your mind may help you take appropriate action such that you can transform, you can bring your family life into the reality. So I take a pause for 1 minute such that you try to examine your own family life. Okay, so I'll continue. Are you able to hear me?
Yes,
You can hear me?
of course.
Okay, thank you. At this point of time, I want to declare that the presentation in this discussion is about my views. That is how I analyze or I view about the family life. If you think that you need to incorporate these ideas, you are most welcome. However, you may have better ideas and better skills than what I am presenting in this talk. So you may incorporate your own ideas. These are simply my views, how I am examining my own family life. And if you get inspired, you may try to incorporate some of these points into your family life, or else you can install your own protocol. Now, if somebody is not married, whom he should marry or whom she should marry? Okay, if previously there were mostly arranged marriages, but given the choice, now let me tell you a story here. There is a 26-year-old female, she is a teacher, and her family member started looking up for a person such that she will marry. So initially she is a teacher, she is a school teacher, and she met a person who is an investor, and they met each other on the particular date. And immediately after meeting, the investor started discussing about his finances and almost did not listen the school teacher, and always tried to project that his job is the most complicated job present in this world. Dealing with the finances is one of the toughest tasks in the world. Dealing with the money is one of the toughest tasks in the world. Dealing with the customers or investors are the toughest task in the world. So he continued like that. And after the brief meeting of around 30 to 40 minutes, the lady returned back. Subsequently, again, as is the usual system, she meets another person. This person is a software engineer, but the approach of this software engineer was totally different. That particular individual is one of the most wonderful listener, wanted to listen to her. And he mentioned that one of the toughest tasks is teaching and building the young brain such that they can be the future of a given country. And he acknowledged that teaching is one of the most profound and one of the most difficult tasks. So that's how it matters. Two persons, but the approach to a given person, when they are dealing with a given person, two persons have different approach. Always we give importance to ourselves. We always want to vomit all kind of information whenever we meet another person, but we do not have any time and energy to listen to the opposite party. And that's one of the most important cause of poor interpersonal relationship, because we want to vomit. We want to put our point in the table. And that's very, very important. So therefore, whom to marry? A person who is loving, who is kind, who is able to respect. That is the right person to marry. The perfect person is not available. So therefore, we have to move on and we have to develop the skill and move to the next possible level. So I'll go and present some of the scenario. This is the scenario of a 45-year-old male who is married, has 2 daughters, is an engineer. He gets promotion 2 years back. Initially, he was working only 8 hours, but following the promotion, everything, buy one, get one free. So when he got promoted, there was a 25% hike in the salary, but that also came with a package that he has to work between 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. His workload subsequently increased. Initially, he was reporting only to his boss, but now he has to monitor 6 teams of 36 individuals. Over a period of time, he could not handle his job stress, and he started developing irritability, anxiety, depression, and frustration, requiring neuropsychology and psychiatry intervention. So this is a classical example of a poor work-life balance. And this is due to unconsciousness. This is due to lack of awareness. People don't examine. Most of the people, they think that the profession is everything in the world. But it is extremely important. The end product of human life is nothing but happiness. At the end of the day, are you happy? That's the profound question a given person needs to answer himself. This is another scenario. 35-year-old teacher is married. He also lives with his parents. He works between 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. He returns back at 4 p.m. And he has understood that there are certain profession or jobs which will not yield money. This teacher has understood by himself as a person, as an individual, he is one of the most happiest person. However, he spends rest of the time with his family after 4 p.m. But his wife, she wants materialistic gain. She wants to buy car, flat, costly clothes, which this poor chap cannot provide. So over a period of time, they start fighting with each other because of less money, and then they develop poor interpersonal relationship. So most important thing is that husband and wife, they are a team. This team should have a common vision. Just like a cricket team, football team, they must play together. And once they started playing as individual level, then comes the problem. There comes the problem. These are a single unit. And once we demonstrate through our daily action or daily choices, action and demonstration, then this team really can win any game. So poor relationship and lack of a common plan can destroy any family life. This is a physician. He works in a private hospital. He is married. He also lives with his parents. He works between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. He spends quality time with his family, participates in all family affairs, and he believes that intermittent holiday and family get together is one of the most important thing to have quality time with his family member. And this is an example of a happy family life. This physician has built that, and which is something to learn from this kind of examples. Now, this is another scenario. This is a 25-year-old female. She's an engineer. She's married to an engineer. The initial 6 months, there was remarkable electricity, vibration, and emotional content in their relationship. However, over a period of time, the electricity in the relationship, the emotional content in the relationship gradually evaporated. Gradually, they developed poor and worse interpersonal relationship, such that at 2.5 years of their marriage, the relationship ended with divorce. This is a classical example of poor relationship between two individuals, resulting in poor family life. My belief, what I believe, so you can have your own belief system about your own family life, because each individual is different. The situation of a given individual is different. It's highly dynamic. Family life is one of the most important high voltage game. Sometimes it is extremely beautiful. Sometimes it can be extremely scary. So therefore, these are my beliefs. I believe that life is beautiful and romantic, and I must play this game at extraordinary level. I will refuse to have an ordinary and mediocre family life. My relationship with my wife is the most cherished possession that I can ever have. Extraordinary people will certainly build high quality relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, I strongly believe that love and romantic life requires action. Inaction will result in mediocre, poor, lousy family life. So please remember that love and romance needs action and demonstration. What is your vision? So you can find out what is your long-term vision in terms of your own family life. Most of the people, they have not thought that such thing can really exist. We have to sit with our spouse, husband and wife, together as a single unit. We have to have our goal and long-term vision in every sphere of life, such that we are a single unit, such that there are no much differences of opinion, or even if there are differences of opinion, we must come to a consensus and move forward. The vision for me is to have an extraordinary relationship with my wife, to have a romantic, loving, and stable relationship, to have a lifelong, unshakability, oneness. This is one of the most profound things which I have learned from Neil Donald Walsh, the author of Conversation with God. One of the important characteristics of highly evolved human being is oneness. It is extremely difficult to develop oneness with every single individual. However, if a person wants to develop or develops oneness with his own family member, then he can cherish one of the most wonderful, beautiful family life and we can ever remember. Oneness in relationship. There is no two persons there. It is one, a single unit. Oneness is one of the most important characteristic of highly evolved human being. And once we develop oneness in any particular relationship, there is a rapid transformation of that particular relationship. So oneness is very profound. In the action plan, effective communication. If anybody knows the art of effective communication, then they can salvage any kind of relationship. Same thing applies to the relationship between husband and wife. Effective communication is very, very important. All of you may be knowing, or many people, they believe that effective communication is very, very important in professional life or business. No, effective communication is extremely important in family life. Effective communication can save you from a lot of negative hassles in life. Most of the time, we take people for granted. We don't pay attention to them. We don't pay attention to our partner. It is extremely important that we must pay attention to our partner. We must try to understand the home affair and we must participate in our family affair so that they will understand that really we are actively participating in our family life. Action and demonstration of love habitually, daily action and demonstration, it will transform. This is a simple act. This simple act can really transform your life, can really transform your family life. And once your family life is transformed, your professional life, your financial life, your every sphere, a win in this sphere, a win in family life is a win everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, please do remember, a win in family life is a win in every sphere of your life. A stable, long-term relationship with your partner is going to be a game changer in the entire dimension of your life. Most important thing, any relationship will definitely face disagreement and criticism. Any honest relationship, there will be disagreement and criticism. Definitely we must identify and understand and have the appropriate game plan how best we can solve our disagreement. We are human beings. We don't have wings, but God has given us the most powerful tool called brain. We have the left side brain or the dominant brain or the conceptual mind. We have the right side of the brain, which is called the intuitive mind or the domain which deals with emotion. Ladies and gentlemen, if a person judiciously think, rationally utilizes his brain, both the conceptual mind and the intuitive mind, his life or his family life or any relationship is going to change forever. Empathy, compassion, kindness are the most important tools which a person can develop, just like any skill that we develop in our day-to-day life. It is going to be a game changer in your relationship. We must handle disagreement and criticism intellectually. So therefore, a refusal to think, to utilize the brain, God has given us the most powerful tool, most powerful software called the brain. So therefore, a refusal to think and analyze critically about the family life can spoil the family life, or at least it is not going to be at the next level, and it is just going to survive at a mediocre or average level, and which I believe that I must refuse for such a life. And I have all capacity to build the skill, and I have all the capacity to take my family life to the next possible level. Handling disagreement and criticism is one of the most important action plan that we must understand. Most of the people, they are very good at the receiving end. There are two types of individuals in a given circumstances. One is a source, the another is a seeker. The source enjoys one of the most powerful state, extraordinary happiness, the most powerful state of being. But the seeker, over a period of time, every now and then, he will seek everything from another individuals. He is a seeker. He tries to get everything from other individuals, such that he becomes mentally paralyzed over a period of time. If you just change your awareness from seeker to source, life becomes wonderful, life becomes beautiful, a life which is fulfilled, eudaimonia, a life which is well lived. Just change in stance, just a change in thinking process. God has given you the beautiful tool called the brain. Use your brain. Rationally thinking about all possible relationship can be a game changer. Most important thing, please think, what kind of relationship do you want to build? A refusal to think can spoil any kind of relationship. There are again similar thing. There can be giver and there are takers. Takers, they want to receive everything, but they don't want to give. Takers, they eat well. The giver, they sleep well. So here is a choice, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want to eat well or you want to sleep well? It is a personal choice. I want to sleep well. So we are mostly at the receiving end in most of the time. So once you become a source, once you become a giver, your life changes. Now I'm going to tell you one of the most important thing which I am trying to learn, and with difficulty I have understood this. This is called, just like every single day you are downloading app from the Apple Store or Google Play, depending upon the type of the device that you have. And it takes 1 minute. And every month or every 2 months, it will ask you, please update your app. There is a new software installation is happening. Please update your app. Ladies and gentlemen, please install this software. Install this software in your brain and you will see your family life, your relationship, your social life, your friends and families, your professional life is going to change forever. These are the skills. If you develop, demonstrate, and act on daily basis, your life is going to change. And this software is called as LOT. L means love. Love your spouse unconditionally. Accept the freedom. Admiration on daily basis. Respecting another human being. at highest level of authenticity, creativity is something, one of the most unique character which we can develop, trust. So this software I call LART, love, admiration, respect, and trust. Install this software, work on this software on daily basis. Then you tell me after 100 days what happens. It is not easy to do all those things in a short span of time. But just 1% of awareness, ladies and gentlemen, it will transform your life, not only family life, but your entire life. Please do not forget this software. This is called as LART, and love, admiration, respect, and trust. This is going to be a game changer in your life. Disagreement, bound to happen. After listening to the talk, don't think that your family life is going to be extraordinary forever. Disagreement, criticism, and problems are going to be a part and parcel of our life. It is how we deal with that matters the most. Whether we use our brain, both the conceptual mind, the intuitive mind. If you use it rationally and we don't refuse to think properly, definitely we are going to change our life. There is something which I called don't shoot the second bullet. I just want to explain here what is called as shooting the second bullet. Most of the time, the human suffering is because of not the particular event which has happened in their life. It is the mental chatter which is going on after that event that really destroys their mind, and that destroys their brain, that destroys their day, and subsequently it destroys their entire life. As I have previously mentioned, the quality of life of a given person depends upon the quality of mind. If you remove trash from your head, you become a wonderful individual. So the toughest task is to remove the trash from your own head. So therefore the second bullet is, for example, there is a fight between husband and wife due to some reason. Okay. So that is the first bullet. So somebody criticizes this other person and the other person is not able to tolerate. So that is the bullet number one. Bullet number two is that the other person gives scientific rational judgment. The rational judgment of the opposite party, in addition to the mental chatter of the first person, the so-called insulted individual, it happens again and again. So there is firing of many bullets, and the firing of second, third, fourth, sixth bullet results in problem. It results in emotional turmoil, either for a day or many days, or subsequently, if this becomes a chronic habit, then the relationship may come to an end. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember this theory. Do not shoot the second bullet. Yes, accept the first bullet and try to realize, put your brain judiciously, apply your intuitive mind, apply your non-dominant brain, empathy, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, gratitude, and move on. There is no perfect individual available in this world. So handle your disagreement intelligently and you will see it's a game changer. Do not judge anybody or continue to judge or label individual based on the past experiences. In the past, you can have disagreement, you can have serious criticism. That does not necessarily mean that you will be stuck in the past. Friends, even if we think that we have absolute freedom in today's world, we are not. If you want to take a pause and imagine yourself, every now and then we are stuck. Every now and then we are stuck. And how are we stuck? For instance, one of your professional colleagues may tell you something which you do not like. You are stuck there. You are imprisoned there immediately. And your whole day, maybe whole week is being spoiled because of that, because your professional friend or your colleague told you something. Same thing applies to your family life. Your spouse may tell you something in relation to children or in relation to your extended family, and you are stuck there. You are not able to come out of that particular situation because of your own mental chatter. You are immediately imprisoned. If you develop the mental skill to come out of these particular problems, that if you remove trash from your head, then you become an extraordinary human being. And then you develop a powerful skill of living in the present, because the next moment has got 1,000 possibilities, including death. Then your life is going to be a game changer. So don't get stuck in the past, because the past is past. And whenever there is a disagreement and whenever there is a serious fight between two individuals, at least one of the individual must come to consciousness immediately. They go back and recollect all the positive things which our spouse or any particular relation has done to us. Immediately what happens that we get emotionally charged. This is called emotional hijack. And at this point of time, the rational brain do not work and the right side of the brain gets activated and gets the negative emotion. At this point of time, just because of a single fight, it is better that we go back to all the positive things this person has done to us. We must recollect immediately. A person, your father or your mother or your parents or your husband or wife, they're repeatedly depositing money in your accounts throughout their life. Do not forget the sacrifice of the parents. Ladies and gentlemen, we are today enjoying an extraordinary professional life because most of us are neurologists or epileptologists here. That's what I'm trying to say. I acknowledge my parents and wife at this point of time in this forum for their sincere contribution to my life. It is extremely important that we must express our sincere gratitude to our family members, and it is because of their sincere dedication, devotion, and sacrifice that whatever we are today is because of them, their sacrifice. So do not forget the positives that they have done. A person is repeatedly depositing money in your account. Just because one withdrawal, how can you behave in such a rude manner? How can you spoil a relationship just because of one minor event? Please remember this particular thing. Immediately recollect the positive things that another human being which has been doing repeatedly, and forget this minor incident and control your emotional domain and move forward. To have common goal. It is extremely important to have common goal and action plan. It is extremely important that you discuss with your spouse about your details of finances, in also accounts, phone numbers, the passwords, very, very important. There can be unexpected thing in your life, we don't know. Discussing the professional life, having a common goal in professional, social, and family life is one of the most important things that we can do. Team, we are a team. Husband and wife, they're team, and they decide their long-term goal just like any other team, cricket team, football team, any team that you say, we are a team, and we must respect the freedom of expression of another human being. True love means freedom. One human being cannot possess another human being, and that goes to a different level. So freedom of expression is the most important thing, and true love means freedom. We must be available for our family members. Traveling together, it opens a new door, and we have a lot of time to discuss and explore our life together. Spending quality time with each other is the most important thing. One of the most fundamental skill which I can develop, if you like, you can develop to list all the positive qualities of my wife. Once I can develop, understand the positive qualities of my life, and every single day I have to tell the positive qualities to my wife, and that could be one reason why I love my wife so much. And that quality, if you install this protocol as a daily habit in your life is going to change to the next possible level. Gratitude. We must be thankful to our family members. Just I told, please bring about a vivid memory of all the positive things that your family members have done to you. And we must respect and express our sincere gratitude and thanks to our family members. We are enjoying an extraordinary life because of their sincere contribution in our life. Forgiveness, one of the most important and extraordinary quality which a human being can ever develop. And once somebody understands the art of forgiveness, he lives at a different level altogether. And when it comes to family life, I call something radical forgiveness without analysis. Do not intellectualize everything in your life. We intellectualize everything. And that is why even in the professional life, you might have observed as the highly successful doctors that if a doctor, you know that in our profession also, maybe science, the contribution of real science could be 15 or 20%. A doctor who is kind, who is very much kind to his patient, who is able to listen to the patient properly, he's ready to help to the patient, he finally becomes a successful doctor. Same thing applies here. Forgiveness, gratitude, kindness can change our relationship to the next possible level. Accepting the person as they are. This is another quality that we have to cultivate. This is one of the most important skills that we have to cultivate. Accepting the family members, accepting the spouse is to the total. This is called as total acceptance without any further discussion. Gratitude, forgiveness, and acceptance, and listing all the positive qualities about your spouse. Do all these simple things on daily basis. You don't have to do everything. Just do one step at a time. And please tell me after 100 days, how are you feeling in this sphere of your life? You must have a common long-term vision, as I told you, applies to all sphere. Different vision. One of the common reason why there are problems in the family life is because both the husband and wife, they have different vision in different spheres of their life, and it collapses. The relationship comes to an end, or it will continue in a jeopardized manner. It's a teamwork. And periodically, both husband and wife must take pause, the conscious pause of the life. They must take a break. They must understand. They must analyze. They must rationalize. They must think. And they must think what they want to bring to the table, what kind of things they want to bring to the table, and what exactly they want in their life. They must define, they must visualize. Only when you define, visualize, and take proper action, then you can transform them into the reality, and your life will change. And finally, once you develop these skills over a period of time, that becomes your character. And once it becomes your character, just like the salt doll gets dissolved in the sea, the amount of dissolution is such that it gets mixed in the water to the 100%. And once you develop this skill and character and gets completely dissolved and immersed in these kind of activities, you build something called as an extraordinary family life. And a success, a win in this family life lead to a massive success in your entire life, which you cannot even imagine. Next, coming to the most important thing, together we have to raise our children. Children are the best gift of the universe. They are to be loved, cared, and nurtured. Our job is to raise happy, healthy, courageous, and independent kid. We have to provide safe environment to our children, safety in terms of the physical issues, safety in terms of the psychological issue. They must feel secure, true love. And once we start micromanaging our children's time or any human being's time, any relationship, that relationship is going to be compromised. The current love that we have for our children, if you, for example, father may say that, okay, if you get medicine, then I may love you or something like that. So it is conditional love. The current love is nothing, but it is conditional love, and it is filled with own egoic agenda. Most of the time, children, even if whatever it might have happened, even if you are repeatedly scolding them, you might have seen the children immediately they will forget. And then they go to the present moment. They will be joyful. They will be peaceful. But we, the parents, we are stuck either in the past or in the future. We are creating our own movie in relation to our own children, either in the past or in the future. We lose the quality time with our own children because of this mental chatter and because of this pseudo movie that we are continuously creating in our own life. Judgment kills any kind of relationship. So in terms of the parenting, both the husband and wife must define their goal. They must define their action plan. And most important thing is that most of the children, they feel that the parents are the role model. As Sir also told in the beginning of the talk, that most of the children, they do not know what to do. They try to pick up, if the father is a doctor, then the children may like to be a doctor. And most of the time it can happen. So they think that they are the role model. At this point of time, I just want to tell you one story. There is a lady who visits Mahatma Gandhi ji because her son continuously and every single day, many times per day, eats sugar and chocolate. And then this mother gets frustrated and she could not control her son. With this frustration, she gets appointment with Mahatma Gandhi ji. And with difficulty, she met Mahatma Gandhi ji. And Mahatma Gandhi told that, mother, I have understood your problem. May I request you to meet me after 2 weeks? So this mother and the son, they returned back after 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, Mahatma Gandhi explained the dangers or the side effects of taking excess sugar and chocolate, and counseled the family, both mother and son. And the son understood, and he told that gradually over a period of time, he would improve. So with this simple thing, the mother asked Mahatma Gandhi that this thing which you could have told 2 weeks back, why you are telling me the same thing you could have told 2 weeks back? So what is the reason that you made me wait for 2 weeks? Mahatma Gandhi told, 2 weeks back, I was eating sugar and I was eating chocolate. In these 2 weeks, I have taken time to get rid of sugar or chocolate from my life. And once I get rid of that, then only I have a right to tell your son not to take chocolate. So ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the most profound story in Mahatma Gandhi's life, which I always read and try to understand. It will be our children they feel that we are the role model. If I smoke, if I drink, then I am passively, indirectly giving permission to my children to do those acts. The greatest thing which a father can do to the children is to love their mother. So the children are continuously there observing us in our day-to-day life, our behavior, our activity, our habits. What are the things that we are doing? They're observing us continuously. So therefore, we have the choice what kind of habits that we want to develop. We have the choice what kind of skills that we want to develop over a period of time, such that our children can emulate those characteristics and they can move forward. Another important thing is that our current model of teaching is that these are all academic model. The model is such that there is enough emphasis to the dominant hemisphere, and the importance to the non-dominant hemisphere in the current teaching model is less. So therefore, as a parents, we have every right, or in fact, we must teach our children about finances, about other important social and family values, such that they become extraordinary human beings. Cultural stereotypes, cultural values, all these things must be taught to our children in addition to academics. Poor quality of family life is due to unconsciousness, unawareness. Poor work-life balance also can lead to a poor family life. Hectic professional schedule. Already many of us have got hectic professional schedule. Still we are unconscious, we are unaware. Our plate is full, but still we want to eat more. And this can lead to problem, jeopardy of the family life. Busy being busy for what? We don't know why we are so busy. And we don't have skill of poor time management skill. And we criticize. Once we start criticizing our partner in the public, that can jeopardize the relationship, inability to respect other individual, no time for each other. Then the relationship becomes mechanical, unawareness, unconscious state, and lack of mutual respect and trust can result and can spoil the relationship. A poor family life can lead to poor productivity in professional life, financial life, and other sphere of the life. This can result in chronic stress, tension, anxiety, and negative emotion. And this can compromise the physical health. And finally, happiness is going to be compromised. So chronic poor interpersonal relationship can lead to separation or divorce. And at this point of time, I would like to tell one story that in one family in a village, it was a joint family where two brothers were staying with their wife, and they were also living with the parents. However, every now and then there will be criticism and there are problems according to one person. So one day, one brother alone, he felt that I'm being continuously criticized and it's time for me that I must move out. He moved out and he started living alone. After 3 months, He started developing chronic depression, anxiety, frustration. He lost his business. At that point of time, he realized and he came back to his home. And after a period of another 2 to 3 months, he continued to live with his family members. And again, he improved and took his relationship to the next possible level. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember, nobody is perfect in this world. Everything comes with a package deal. Every human being has got two components, one positive component and the negative component. We must understand and grab the positive component to move forward. And this is my philosophy. This is what I feel. Friends, it will take less than a minute to break any kind of relationship. The most important thing in any relationship is to maintain the relationship for a long time. It is not that love at first sight and divorce at the first fight. Love at first sight and divorce at first fight, the real life is not like that. So therefore, a relationship are to be nurtured, are to be built over a period of time with sustained efforts and development of skill. At this point of time, I would also like to tell you one more important story. I hope some of you may be knowing Thomas Edison. At the age of 67, what happened in his factory is that it caught fire. The entire factory, his achievement, his lifetime achievement, his factory, it caught fire. He did everything possible, but he could not sustain, he could not save his factory. And when he could not save his factory, he called his son, Charlie. See the beautiful fire. It has caught our factory. Charlie got frustrated and he told, Dad, this is our factory, is being burnt. He again told, this factory is being burnt. This kind of fire you'll never again see in your life. Call your mother to enjoy this beautiful fire. Ladies and gentlemen, and he, from that stage onwards, at the age of 68, he bought himself and he came out. Again, he rebuilt everything. I don't know at what level you are operating or a given individual may be operating. It does not matter. You, as a human being, you have a tremendous potential. You have got a tremendous skill. And through sincere thinking process, judicious utilization of your conceptual and intuitive mind, you can rebuild any kind of relationship, provided you apply the law of 3D: deep desire, dedication, and discipline. This is what I call as 3D rule: deep desire, discipline, and dedication. Once you apply your skills in these three domains, your relationship, you can revive anything, you can rebuild whatever you have lost. The divorce rate in India is still lowest. It is higher in Europe and United States. According to a report in 2014, one old data, still Kerala, the divorce rate is higher. And this is a paper I have taken from one of the journal. And adjustment problem with the extended family is one of the reasons for the divorce. Alcoholism, physical abuse are the another causes of the divorce. More females were found to be initiating the proceeding for divorce than males. How to move forward? Now, if some relationship is destined to the relationship that they want to get separated, at this point of time, I just want to tell that it's an individual choice and everybody's situation is different. If somebody wants to read, they can read a book called as Conscious Uncoupling by Thomas Catherine Wood, where she describes the importance of PPF. This is not Public Provident Fund. Possible positive future. Yes, real life can be sometimes very dynamic, sometimes can be very challenging, sometimes we may end off with this kind of relationship. However, most important thing is that we must look forward to the future and we must look for something called as possible positive future, and we must rebuild our relationship to the next level. So friends, we have a choice. You got to decide whether you want to eat well or you want to sleep well, whether you want momentary instant gratification or sustained long-term happiness. You have to find out whether you want success or you want satisfaction in your life. You have to decide. The most successful person is one who knows his own boundary in every sphere of the life, and that is what I call as life is nothing but a mind game. The most successful person, he understands his boundary. He does not run the race of another individual. He runs his own race in his own pace with his own skill. Whether you want to have a mediocre relationship or an extraordinary relationship, it is your personal choice. In order to have a stable, sustained, strong team with extraordinary experience, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, what I think it's a better thing for me, these are my views. You can have your own views. Cut down your professional life maybe 1 or 2 hours every single day and you see your family life will improve. Come home early. Spend quality time with your family. Participate with family affairs. If you believe in music, I believe music helps our family a lot. We enjoy the family together. Our family members, they enjoy the music together. Walking, exercising, meditating with your spouse can be one of the most important thing. It can be a game changer. It's one of the most simple yet a more powerful tool, such that this can take your life to the next level. Traveling together, truly connecting with the family members, understanding their problems, and weekly review of the situation and constant improvement to keep your family life simple but exciting and handle disagreement intelligently. And why the electricity or the emotional vibration of husband and wife fades away with time, there is a concept called as hedonic adaptation. And it is because of this concept that we fail sometimes to enjoy our profound relationship with our family members. Why can't we have an extraordinary love relationship with our spouse? Till we face with some difficult circumstances. A periodic negative visualization may be helpful. Negative visualization means we don't know how much time do we have. Nobody knows in this world. The next moment can be challenging, and in the next moment we may not be available. Ladies and gentlemen, life is very short. You may adopt this theory of negative visualization and enjoy every second of your life with your loved ones. We are almost alive when we are in love. Love, to make the love, is the perfect law. And now these three things remains: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest one is love. To love is to receive the glimpse of heaven. Mutual respect and trust is going to be the most successful strategy between two individuals and a success to an extraordinary family life. Keep your family life simple but exciting. One of the tools that which I want to tell is something called the laughter technique. If you want to develop this skill, please develop. This is the simplest tool. It does not require any kind of motivation. And whenever you need motivation, you don't do that. Everybody knows about it. Identify 5 poor, stupid, silly behavior that you have been doing. I am observing this in my own life, and identify the 5 poor, stupid, silly behavior of your own life and improve on daily basis. It is not I, it is we. We are a team. And once we develop all these things, whatever I described right now, this will change illness to wellness. This is a Harvard paper. Good genes are nice, but joy is better. The longest study, Harvard study, almost 80-year-old, has proved that embracing community helps us to live longer and happier. Close relationship, more than money or fame, are what keep people happy throughout their lives. This is what the study has revealed. This is the Harvard study, and you can read about this study. Go to the Google and type the Grant study. Those ties protect people from life's discontents, help to delay mental and physical decline, and are better predictors of long and happy lives than social class, IQ, or even genes. That findings proved true across the board among both the Harvard men and inner city participants. And with this, you have the extraordinary power to take your family level to the next possible level. But what we need is to develop simple skills on daily basis. The most important thing is that, are you ready to think? Are you ready to do the desired things? Keep the family life simple. Do the desired thing. And once you start doing the desired things in your family life is going to be extraordinary. You cannot imagine this extraordinary family life. With this, I stay here, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you for giving me a wonderful opportunity to deliver my talk on family life. Ravi's? Ravi,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
can you unmute Asalata madam?
I'll unmute, sir. Unmute, sir.
Nice, sir.
I'll unmute. Yeah.
Dr. Gopal,
Thank you.
that was a
Sir,
wonderful
it's echoing.
lecture. I really appreciate the way you
Ravish, is sir speaking?
cultivated.
There's some echo
Today
coming.
speaking,
Hello?
but there's some problem,
Good.
some network problem.
Hello?
Sir,
Uh,
there is a problem. Yeah.
so can you restart again? And now it's audible. Nice, sir.
I think sir has some network issue. I think he disconnected. Probably he may join it.
Okay. So, wonderful, Gopal. I think all of us need such lessons on a regular basis because we take things for
Hello?
granted. That is what
Am
I
I
feel.
audible?
Yeah, sir. Please.
Yeah. So just like the previous talk, Dr. Gopal, you have really given a wonderful talk and have really delineated the course to be taken, to have a meaningful family life. And you have covered all aspects, in which way you get a positive. So I think that was a real thing. What we can do is we can have some interaction with the team members and they can come up with few any questions or any queries, and we can have more interaction with Dr. Gopal. If somebody is wanting to, and ask the senior members to just share their viewpoints.
Yeah,
Hello?
sure, sir. Anup
Maybe
sir is here. Yeah. Sharada
yeah,
madam is here.
yeah.
Dr. Shivakumar sir
Dr.
is here.
Kuruvilla is there. Yeah.
Kuruvilla sir is here. Anyone can come up.
So that would be very main.
Ravish, please unmute all of them.
Anyone can unmute. Already I've done. I just try one more.
Yes, sir. Kuruvilla sir, please.
Hey, Gopal, I really enjoyed your talk. Great.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sharada madam.
She has to unmute, ma'am. She has to unmute. I mean, already unmuted her, but she.
Madam, can you just unmute and come up? Okay, we'll move on to, we have Shivakumar sir here. I can see his name here. Sir, would you like to make some comments? I think all the Chitra people, alumnus know you. Can you just come up on the video? Dr. Joy? Can you hear me? Joy Masha?
ആരും എന്താ ഒന്നും പറയാത്തത്?
I don't know. But the Jacob is here, Joy is here. Ramesha,
I think we can
Sai.
have their.
Yeah.
After you ask everyone to unmute, then only some are not.
We already have requested, sir. Lali madam, please unmute. Please come up.
Okay, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Ali Alexander.
Yeah, can you show your face, ma'am? It's so beautiful.
No.
Lady Cinderella.
And that apart. Anyway, congratulations, Dr. Gopal. I really enjoyed the talk, and it gave a lot of input. But I had also been going through this kind outside the neuro topic, especially, I mean, not the left brain dominant, more of the right brain, where all this compassion, interpersonal relationship. And I found a beautiful book called Get the Love You Want by Dr. Harville Henrique and Dr. Helen. They are PhDs, psychologists and therapists for family counseling. And they give a lot of input, why exactly our brain behaves like this, why we find the right, why we get attracted to the partner and fall in love on first sight, and then what happens, why we fall out of love, and why the conflicts happen, and the same things that attract us to our partner, we find it so irritating and we fall out of love with that, and how to really bond with this. So there are 3 stages mainly of family relationship. First is the romantic phase that they go through, and that can depend on in each couples. Then the second phase is the power struggle phase. It is this phase that they have a lot of conflicts. And this power struggle phase, in some cases, can go on throughout their life, and they can go on to the third stage. It's called the dead stage. They say it's a dead stage wherein either the partner divorces, or they can live separately, unconnected, living together with no affection at all. And then there's a final phase called the fulfillment phase. It is this phase, if they can really understand why all this is happening, because there's a lot of brain science to it, and it's very interesting if we can go down. I mean, there's an audiobook also, and and you get an idea why things happen and how to get a fulfilling life. This is I just want to share this point.
Thank you so much, madam. This is an excellent feedback, actually. I will like to read that book. I have also read some of the books, and similar feedback they have given, but this stages thing, what you told is that actually it is quite meaningful.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Yours is also very good. I mean, I appreciate your thing, so much of life, no point in, I believe there is success in 5 areas. One is your physical health, then your financial, your academic, your career, and your spiritual. So in order to be a complete human being, we have to have wellness and success in all these areas. Then only you feel a fulfilled human being. So this is what my extra reading and dwelling into life really taught me. Okay, bye.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. George sir is here. I think all of you know him. Our registrar sir, Dr. A.B. George. Sir, please.
Hello to everyone. This is a great get together. And alumnus, Dr. Gopal has done extremely good to all of us. I personally congratulate him for the very interesting talk. Many of us can definitely try and take it forward. I'll certainly follow his tips, and I would like to talk to him in maybe after 50 days or so. Thank you very much. Nice meeting so many people around.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
So, anyone else would like to come up? Dr. Joy? Why Joy sir is so silent today? Sapna, Ramesha, Pramod, anyone?
Hello, Asha.
Ah, madam, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm there, listening to all the comments.
This is
so
Dr. Saroja.
Yeah. Hello, good evening, everybody. It's wonderful to meet so many people, and especially Dr. Dash. I think you should open one, counseling center wherein all of us can register and seek some help from him whenever problems are there. Very nice. I enjoyed his first talk, and the previous one was really beautiful. I think, but we are old now. I don't know how much we can change, but still we'll do it. Very nice. I think it was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So Nair sir,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'll just, I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So, yeah. So I'll just mention one or two quotations which I recently just got it, which will support whatever you have told.
Sir.
The first one is the richest are the ones with good relationships. We all need love, support, strength from our loved ones, and we need it all the time. So this is one recent one profound words which I read recently. And the other one is from our holy saint, the Dalai Lama, who says that do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. Very profound statement. Do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. And there is a whole variety of means you have been listening to the Sadhguru's various talks where he talks of inner engineering, mental engineering, inner. So that's a huge kind of concept, and how you discover the ultimate, what is the ultimate truth, what you are. You have to be truthful to yourself. That's the most important thing. And for that, you have to believe in the concept of honesty. You have to be truthful in your relationship. You have to be knowing your limits. You have to be truthful to yourself. And then you have to spend time, you have to spend time with your children, your spouse, enjoying the nature, which is a very important thing. And you have to focus your attention on those things which you can control. And in your life, you should spend some time to do good deeds. And as a doctor, I appreciated your sentiments of empathy and compassion, which is the basis of a good physician. And people who have trained in Trivandrum, like all our ex-colleagues, they will know the story of Professor Pai. The kind of, he was an epitome of compassion. He will just hold the pulse of the patient and go into the details of the family history. We really don't spend time on the family history, but when you get into practice, it is the family history which is most important in your decisions. How you talk to the family, how you talk to the spouse, how you talk to the children, especially when you are dealing with elderly people. So as you said, the communication is the art of medicine, and communication is the art of survival in the whole thing. And Gopal, it was a wonderful talk, and I really enjoyed. And maybe as somebody has suggested, you have the skill of a great, you are a real good motivational speaker, and you can do these kind of sessions, and you can put it in the YouTube. These days, the YouTube is kind of number of hits you get on the YouTube. It will show you that, how your lectures are becoming more and more popular. And this was another feather in your cap. Thank you so much. And thanks, Asha, for calling me and asking me to chair this and witness this very important talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Before winding up, I think Gopal, Vikas has something to ask you. So we'll just spend 1 minute on that. Vikas, please.
Yes, madam. Am I audible, madam?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dr. Gopal, very excellent talk. And I just wanted to ask one question regarding when you are talking about the divorce situation which arises in a particular family. So why do you think after your inner, understanding of this subject, that even after many years of staying together and having children and even 10 years of post-marriage also, people get divorced? I mean, this has to be very different from like a first bullet you are talking and the second bullet you are talking, because they have spent so many years together for 10 years or 12 years together, and then they'll end up in divorce when the children are already, some 7, 8 years or 9 years or 10 years. So what is your take on this particular thing?
Though I may not exactly be able to respond to this particular question, I can give some comments.
Yes, doctor.
Relationship, what happens is that most of the time, any relationship we take, after the initial emotional positivity, it gradually becomes mediocre because most of the time we do not bring consciousness and awareness to that particular relationship. For instance, this also very often happens in our medical background because we work monotonously, we work 15 to 16 hours a day, and we do not pay attention. Repeatedly, we are getting enough hints from our spouse, but we don't pay attention, thinking that the opposite party is always take things for granted. Over a period of time, what happens is something called hedonic adaptation comes to existence, and then we are not in a position because of lack of awareness and consciousness, we do not spark the same light or electricity as before. And that is why as the duration of the relationship continues, the monotony, the average, mediocre relationship gradually over a period of time collapses. It all depends. Many people still continue to have that mediocre or average relationship throughout their life. So therefore, I know a couple, they are the author of Life book. They are the author of Life book. And they have got a personal development program, John and Missy. And for almost more than 25 years, they have the same spark, the love in their relationship. Most important thing is to understand that we have to bring consciousness. What exactly do you want? And this has to be built from the very beginning. Just before the marriage, this has to be built. That, okay, this is our goals. These are our goals as a team. But normally what we see is that I may be working, like for example, say 1 year back, I was working for say 12 hours or 14 hours every single day without giving any kind of importance to my own family life and taking my family members for granted. But over a period of time, I understood when I changed myself, then I am seeing the wonderful change in my family members. So therefore, the most important thing is to recognize this kind of problem well in advance before it results in this kind of problem. But yes, we are human beings. We have problems. Sometimes this can happen. And if suppose by chance this kind of thing happens, then we have to look for something called a possible positive future. And we apply the theory of Thomas Edison that anything which you want can be rebuilt. Okay. So anything that we want, we can rebuild. Even in the same relationship, once somebody becomes conscious and aware, they can give 100% for the next 6 months or 1 year before thinking of getting separated. This is what my personal take in your question.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Gopal.
Thank you.
Gopal,
sir.
Gopal, I just wanted to ask you.
Sir.
That was a very good comment on the, which is a very serious issue, as you told. The other thing which we are seeing these days is the suicide. You know. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, suicide. So. Which means that the guy is depressed.
Yes, sir.
And it is a culmination of that depression. So how do you recently saw, so many important things happening, because of the crisis and so many things.
Yes,
so
sir.
What do you think as a, who is trying to understand all these inner depth, what will be your, let us say, your mantra? How that, because it is an impulse actually, the suicide, I believe, is an impulse. And if we just unlocks that impulse, by some method, by maybe something, talking, counseling or whatever. So what is your take on that? Because that is also a major problem we see in Kerala, other than divorce.
Sir, one thing what I personally feel that
Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
One thing what has happened in the recent time is that there is a shift from the lifestyle that we had in the past. Now, most of the time what we can see is that some people, they want to live independently. Okay. Now, two persons living in the same room, sometimes they do not know what is happening to the partner. They don't know unless there is a significant amount of stress happens, and then we recognize this problem as an acute emergency. Because of lack of time, because of lack of attention, because of lack of awareness, in this particular sphere, see, unless recently, for example, just 2 years back, I was not knowing that there is something called as a family life. It was just a so-called socio-cultural taboo that I have inherited. I was leading a mechanical life. But once I understand now that I have to spend time in family life, I have to give equal importance to my social life, then once we bring consciousness to this kind of thing, then definitely it is easy that we can identify this kind of behaviors in our family members or friends. And then we can take them to appropriate persons so that they can be treated if there is a primary psychiatric disorder. But now,
very true.
Because we do not interact with each other. Most of the people may be glued to the WhatsApp, maybe they will glued to the social media, and they do not interact with each other. Now you can go and see if in a family there are 3 persons, they will have 3 different iPhone and they may be in 3 different rooms. They do not interact with each other.
Yeah, I think you have told that they are now prescribing that when you are eating on the dinner table, you eat together, you know, based on the principle that the family that eats together, they are more conversing with each other, and there is no room for the as you said, the phones.
Yes,
so
sir.
At least there has to be a time to interact, you know, between people. And as you rightly said, the person has to ventilate his feelings, you know, that this is my problem. And then depression is imminently treatable. So that, you know, I was really saddened by the recent, you know, you know, our that very current one young person, you know, the film star.
That is why, sir,
recently,
repetitive, that is why one important thing that we need to learn is that there are some individuals, even if they're having depression or anxiety or fear, they don't express. So that is why the opposite party or the family members, it is through, that is why we should have some dedicated time for this. And then as a family, as a unit, we must try to understand each other's problem.
So I think Dr. Gopal, you must really put these suggestions in the YouTube forum straight away.
Yes, sir.
You know, because your prescription is very, very phenomenal. The way you have evolved the whole thing, and the bottom lines, and your that mantra which you said, the LART principle, and the what you call as the conscious uncoupling. So many things you have told. The meditation, the exercises, you know, even the exercises changes your entire neurotransmitter profile in your brain.
Simply walking.
So when you are depressed, your neurotransmitters are totally down. And the more,
simply walking with the spouse for 30 minutes also will truly connect and understand each other's problem.
We have Pramod, one last question from Dr. Pramod. Yes, Pramod.
No, actually, yes, ma'am. So am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first of all, Gopalji, wonderful talk, just like the other one. My comment was basically to say that during the last epilepsy school that we had, and that's when I started listening to Dr. Gopalji's views on various aspects of life. And after that, under his encouragement, I've been trying to apply most of his advices into my life. And I found it to be very beneficial, very practical. I have made significant changes going by his advice. So from January onwards, I think I discontinued my evening practice. So I now just finish my work in the hospital, get back home, and spend those 2-3 hours till 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock with my wife, children. And once they sleep, then I dedicate 2 hours for my other work related to whatever hospital or any academic related work. So till they're awake, I'm with them, talking to them. After that, I go and do these things. And morning, I used to walk alone with, after going through whatever Dr. Gopal was saying, I asked my wife that she should probably join me during the walk, and now we walk together. And a lot of diet related changes, a lot of physical activity changes. I've been following all his advice, and I've found that they are actually not very difficult to follow. They can be implemented quite easily, and the results are quite rewarding. So I would just want to say that I vouch for what Dr. Gopal has spoken during the last presentation and during this presentation. These are really, truly very valuable tips, and I think all of us should make an effort to incorporate at least some of these into our daily life. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Pramod, actually. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, that was wonderful, Pramod. And to add on to that, I always say that I know 2 Gopals. I mean, Gopal's first birth and then a rebirth. So I thought it should be revealed to everyone. So that is how this whole process started. Otherwise, we were just stuck on scientific discussions every Saturday as the COVID started. And then I thought that Gopal has this wonderful vision about life. And as Pramod rightly said, we have been all hearing this throughout maybe the conferences and while we travel. And I've been traveling with Gopal abroad, I think maybe 4 or 5 times by now. And all through the journey, he'll be speaking. And I really feel that I also have evolved so much. According to him, a highly evolved being I'm not, but I'm trying to become. So I thought he should be revealed to the public or open, so that
Dr. Asha, hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Dr. Gopal has one more aspect which you have not highlighted. That is
Yes,
his
sir.
funny kind of comic sensing. He has a tremendous degree of humor,
Sir,
which he
you
has
should.
not really
I know.
told us.
Sir, and
The way he
that is still there, sir. And you should be very careful because he imitates you perfectly well. I've never seen one person imitating you so well. So you should be very careful while saying so. He would rather start it right now. That is a big story. So anyway, I should say that it's good that people reveal themselves at some point of time in their life. I never thought that Gopal would evolve from punching someone's or getting punched on the nose to another Gopal who can forgive that same person and forgive everyone in life. And Prasadri is also quite happy now, and everybody in the family is also happy. I'm very, very closely knit to that family. I know Gopal's father, mother. Whenever I go to Bangalore, I live with him because it gives you so much of happiness, because the happiness he has inculcated into the family ultimately transfers to the other person who goes and lives there for 1 or 2 days also. So he's a wonderful person. And I think we'll have one talk every month from Gopal. Is it okay with all of you?
True.
Yes, definitely.
Sure. So with that, shall we wind up, sir? Thank you so much, Gopal.
Thank
and
you,
for
madam.
all the
Thank you all.
efforts you have
Thank you
taken.
all.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll
Thank
be
you.
uploading it to the YouTube. So
Thank you.
that's always there. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.